Hello, today I want to talk about a subject that many people overlook: women's health. This is for women, men, educators, and kids 16 and older. This isn't just for women to know. Dads, boyfriends, husbands, and everyone in between should stay educated as well. When I think of women's health, I think of things that help women in general at all stages of their lives: family planning, mental health counseling, prenatal services, postpartum services, all of that stuff and more. Today is going to be talk about options for preventing pregnancy and how to get services such as pap smears and family planning. Women go through so many changes in their lifetime. Once we get a period, things just become a little bit more complicated. All of a sudden, sex becomes something that should be avoided, and talking about our periods is limited. That shouldn't be the case. That is why so many women don't know what to do when they start having sex or start having painful periods. The parents that won't talk to their daughters about sex are the ones that will believe that their daughters won't be having sex. Those daughters might just be the ones that have sex and get pregnant because they were not educated on how to avoid pregnancy. Condoms aren't just a guy's responsibility. Ladies should take responsibility for having them as well. Dads with sons also need to educate them on how sex works and birth control. They should understand that just because their partner is on the pill, it doesn't mean they won't get pregnant. Just because their partner just got off of their period, it also doesn't mean they won't get pregnant. Young adults and teens tend to listen to myths and run with it. It is not smart, nor is it safe. Many women don't talk enough about their reproductive systems, and in turn, they don't know much about them. They are also afraid of going on birth control, thinking that it's always painful, irritating, and unnatural. That isn't all untrue, but it also puts birth control in a bad light. There are so many options out there for birth control. Just pills alone, there are more than one type and brand, and they all will affect you differently. One brand does not fit all. Trying different pills will let you figure out which is best for you. Eventually, with patience, you'll find one that works for you. IUDs are people-proof, whereas birth control pills are not. That means that we cannot make IUDs less effective. Depending on how accurate you are with taking your birth control pill, you might be more likely to get pregnant on certain days where you slack on taking them at the right times. Now, if you're looking into something more low maintenance, IUDs or Nexaplanon might be the way to go. There are numerous types of IUDs as well to fit your needs. And the great thing is, once it's implanted, you don't have to worry about it anymore. We can try so many different methods to keep ourselves happy and healthy. There are numerous types of pills and numerous different types of IUDs. There are even more than one type of condom. Yes, it might seem a little scary to get something inserted inside of you, but it's just another option. I'm not saying you have to use any of these options, but my point is you have choices. If you don't use any protection at all, then it's going to be an 85% chance that you do get pregnant, given that you are ovulating and fertile. Emergency contraceptive pills should not be a regular form of birth control. A lot of women use it instead of getting on birth control. This is not what it's for. It's for emergencies. This is a once-in-a-blue-moon fix, and it isn't always guaranteed to work. Emergency contraceptive pills should never be used as a fix and should only be used when there are slip-ups. People often just vouch for birth control without mentioning the effects it can have on your body. Yes, some women may gain or lose weight. Yes, some might get more emotional, and yes, some may get a heavier or lighter period, but if you choose to just risk getting pregnant, pregnant women experience even more side effects from their pregnancies. For my ladies on campus, there are so many options to get the help we need. The FIU Student Health Center can insert and remove IUDs, prescribe birth control pills, talk about other options, screen for cervical cancer and breast cancer, perform gynecologic exams, and so much more. We have this resource on both the MMC and BBC campuses. We have a huge resource right here on campus that many people fail to use. We pay a health fee every semester, yet we don't use our money's worth. Not all of the things are covered by the health fee, but because we are students, we get a discounted fee for all of the services, regardless of the insurance that we have. We all know about Planned Parenthood. This is a great resource, but let's expand our minds to other places. CVS offers women's services. MD Now is an urgent care that offers women health services, and Baptist Health has various locations that all have people there to specialize in women's health. We can all look up women's health clinics and find one, but these are some uncommon places you can actually go and get help from. We have all Googled our symptoms and diagnosed ourselves. Instead of doing it ourselves, there are telehealth appointments that will give you a more educated answer. Almost every single health clinic now offers telehealth due to COVID-19. This is an advantage. Not only can you get advice and prescriptions over the phone and through websites, but you can make appointments and order your own birth control as well. There are so many different options online that allow us to get our birth control for low cost. There's a Pill Club, Simple Club, Hey Favor, and so many other options to not only get pills for cheap, but condoms and a referral for an IUD, depot shot, or Nexaplanon. Pap smears are also important for women 21 and older. They can catch cervical cancer really early if they are proactive and get checked regularly. A lot of young women think that pap smears are for STDs. It takes a lot of explaining and visual aids to understand the process of a pap smear versus an STD screening. As many as 93% of cervical cancers could be prevented by screening. Cervical cancer is highly beatable, and you can get pap smears from almost all the places there are women's health services regarding IUDs. It may be uncomfortable to get a pap smear, but it'll be even more uncomfortable to let your cervical cancer progress than try to fight it. A lot of parents are disappointed when they find out their kids are pregnant at a young age, but they end up wondering how they could have prevented it. A lot of young women are disappointed when they find out they have cervical cancer. It is important for everyone to stay proactive regarding women's health. Knowledge is key in order to lower the risk of getting pregnant and catching cervical cancer at any late stage. With that being said, thanks for listening.